Welcome to the Sports and GT Classic Cars channel. In this video I'm going to be putting my Lotus Esprit away for the winter in its in the garage car bubble. So we're now heading into December. I think it's like the end of the first week of December, about the 6th, and the car's not really gone anywhere for several weeks. During that time we've had biblical rain, we've had snow, we've had all sorts, and it's been sitting under the cover. As I got it out this morning, there's just an awful lot of condensation inside the car, which is really worrying. Sort of beginnings of mildew. You can just about kind of make out some of the wet on the bottom there. I did obviously try to dry it out early. I've had the doors open, and of course the battery was flat, as you might imagine. So I've had that on a bed charge this morning. So I just need to spin it around 180 degrees, so I can then get it lined up to be able to put in the bubble. That way I've got the back of the car towards the house, and I can therefore get the battery charge going and the power to the bubble. So let's give it a go. Great, that's got it sort of started up. So I'll disconnect the battery charger and get the car turned around. Okay, so here we go. We've got the bubble laid out. I had it out last winter, but it's one of these things where, you know, if you've got the car inside it, it's not so straightforward getting it in and out for shows. So it's not very great for all year round. But I was hoping to get the car to maybe one last show or two. But no, I don't think the weather's going to allow me to do that. It's been pretty poor. Well, I've been pretty poor the last few months actually, but certainly the last month or so we've had, as I said, some amazingly heavy rain, wintry conditions. So I think it's time that it went into its bubble, into bed. And I do like these. Like I did look at the Carcoon, which is obviously the most famous one of these, but I think it was more expensive, and they couldn't supply it in the time that I needed it to. Whereas this one came within days of me ordering it, which was great. So the next trick is to try and line up the wheels so they go on. Just undo this zip a bit more if I can. And that's all. There you go. Yeah, so to get it lining up. And I don't know whether I need to drive it or push it, to be honest. I might try pushing it to start with. Thankfully I've got a relatively flat drive weight. So looking square, probably need to come over this way just a tad. Might have come over too much now. As you can see, so far it's a one-man job. I don't think I've really got a problem with needing another person to help. He says, not managing to get it to stay flat. Right. There's a kind of seam down the side here that this wheel is following, which is quite nice. Yeah, that'll do. She might come forward just a little, put a bit of steering in to bring it around just a touch. I really want to steer whilst I'm on it. Okay, I think that is about right. Maybe become able to come a bit further back in a minute, but that's a start. And I've just dropped the windows a little, and I'm tempted to leave the sunroof open as well whilst it's in its bubble. It's just allow the air to circulate around the car. Can always give it a look-see after a little while. Just get the key out, just fish out anything else is in here. I don't really want to stay in there over the winter. Like this baseball cap that's going a little bit mouldy. So that in there. Let's take that out. How are we doing this end? Yeah, I may want to come back a few inches so the nose is in. So these bubbles come in different sizes, and the guys are very helpful, and they'll kind of let you know which is the right size for your car. I might have to do that again. It's not particularly straight. I'm going to give up pushing. Right, let's give it a whirl. Driving it. See roughly equal amounts of cover both sides. So I'm just hoping that's straight. You know what? I think I'm happy with that. I think it's as good as I'm going to get it. It's just this very slight rise here at the back, so I just need to push it in and then handbrake it. There you go. Right. We are in. I'm going to connect up the battery charger. Yes, it's in here, but first I've got to just pass this plug through the sort of part of the front, if I can find it. So then I can have it on trickle charge or on sort of smart charging and battery conditioning throughout the winter. So I've got a C-Tech charger. Found it really good because they're not the kind of one that would just sit and trickle it. Because sometimes if you trickle it and just constantly trickling, you could end up kind of effectively killing the battery. This one's got a degree of intelligence to it. So once it's up to its proper charge, it will just do a maintenance and just do it kind of gently now and again when it needs it. Okay, that's on. And if I plug that in, it's charging. Good. Now, there's also somewhere in my garage the power pack. What I've done with the power pack actually is, this is the power pack to the bubble. What I've done is I've fitted this, which is actually what's normally used to dim LED lighting. It's just what it is. It's sort of, a 12 volt thing. So it's got a potentiometer on it. And what I was told by the manufacturer was, if you leave it at 100% power, it's quite noisy. That's what I found. It's quite noisy. But putting one of these in, dropping it down to about 75% of the power, the noise goes quite considerably, but it's still got enough air in it. And in fact, having that little bit of flex in the balloon, in the bubble, it means it's a little bit more robust with the wind. The wind just sort of blows into it rather than it being like a rigid balloon and blowing all over the shop. So fitted one of those as well. So I think what I should be able to do is plug that one in there as well and have that inside the car, or inside the bubble certainly, so that everything's kind of inside and the only thing coming out of the end of it would be the power lead for the extension. So what I need to do now is to get that, just plug that into this little pigtail here. Where are we? There we go. That's plugged in, so if I did do that, it should do. Yeah, power's there. I can hear the fans go. Right, so let's shut this, or close it. Let that sit on there. And now I've got to get this over the top of the car somehow. Right. There's quite heavy grade, I don't know, was it vinyl, I guess. So it's pretty strong. Now in the instructions it does say it shouldn't really be out in very strong winds, but when I spoke to the manufacturer guy, I actually saw him at the NEC at one of the shows there, and he says, they should be good for easily for 50 miles an hour or so. He's never had a problem. It's actually got sort of anchor points at the top as well if you did want to guy it out, but I've got nothing really here to guy it out on, so I'll just leave it as it is. But I might choose to just take the air out of it a little bit more when it's particularly windy. Of course, what I'd like to do is to build a proper garage, but that's another story. I've got a garage built into the house, but the problem with it is it's the way through to the back garden. It's full of bicycles. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to get a car in and out of, and I think if I had the car in there, would be literally nothing else would fit. Just push the mirror in. Okay, we're getting there. So very shortly, now I can start doing the zip up. So it zips up all the way around the bottom. So it's not an airtight. It's not an airtight bubble, but it's close. It's just allows flow of air through. This is not air. Yeah, I think the Carcoon ones are sort of airtight. and you can get dehumidification on them. Here we go, get in there. You can always fast forward this bit if you're not already, of course, skipping. So very shortly we'll get to the bit where we start the inflation. That's quite impressive, it goes up pretty quickly. And because I've put this controller on it, I can leave that in this corner if I don't unplug it. Let's see. I'm going to put it on full, just do the zip up, right up, put it on full power to inflate, because obviously then it'll go quicker. It's already got a fair amount of air in it. But see, that's the thing, you need the power of the air to get it inflated, but then you don't actually need the full power to keep it inflated. So I think that's why it's a great idea to have that controller on it. A number of people asked when I put this up last year if I could send them the link to the controller, so I'll put that in the description of the video. So meanwhile, while this is inflating, great opportunity for me to say to you, thank you very much for watching all my videos. And for those of you who have already subscribed to the channel, that's great, super, thank you again. If you haven't yet subscribed, it'll mean so much to me if you did, because it's all about motivation, and actually not just from an ego point of view, but the more subscribers you have, the more chance you have of getting access to better cars, to be able to make more and better content. So yeah, subscribing would be really, really good. There's an additional thing now, which is joining as a channel member. There's different levels, different sort of rewards that you get at each level, but starting at 99 pence a month, just as a sort of a thank you and a way of helping to fund and support this channel, because you don't get a great deal of money from the advertising revenue, and yeah, it's just a lot of time that goes into these. So if you would consider joining, that would be super. Again, instructions down below as to how to do that. Okay, so I would say that's pretty much done. Still a bit of flex in it. I've still got the controller on 100%, just whilst it's inflating a bit more. I'll leave it for a few more minutes before I knock it down. Then all I've got to do is just undo this zip down here just a little bit, reach in and turn the controller down just a little. Now, it's not the prettiest thing in the world to have in front of your house. I don't know, it's Christmas. Maybe I should try and drape a few lights over it. Could do that. Could always hook them up to the same extension lead. Maybe dangle them from these anchor points. We'll see how that is. And also whether domestic stakeholders are that keen on the idea. Right then, let's just turn it down a little. So we just put our hands in here. Where's the controller? Where is it? I'm letting too much air out already. It's there somewhere. There we go. See if I can. Don't think I can let you get in there with me. It's sort of. So I don't know if you can tell the difference in the sound. So this is full, and that's about 75%. So it just takes the edge off the noise. Right, I think that's all there is to say then. It's all done. The car tucked away now for the winter. I don't think I'll be getting it out again until maybe March. If I get some decent weather before then, I'll certainly try. Maybe I'll be able to get it out for the January scramble. But we'll see how it goes then. I'll try and get it out a couple of days before and give it a run. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.